Imagine, if you will, a sight unlike any other. You stand at its base. You crane your neck looking up and further up still, your eyes strain to see the top. This is not a skyscraper, not a mountain of rock. It is a tree, a single colossal tree, reaching impossibly towards the heavens, a living titan. This magnificent tree is truly immense. It soars to an incredible height, a height that dwarfs everything we know. It stands as tall as Mount Everest, the very highest peak on our planet. Its mighty trunk, a vast pillar of life. Its branches spread out like enormous green continents, lost in the swirling mists of the upper atmosphere. Sunlight would bathe its uppermost leaves, those leaves so far away they would shimmer like distant stars, while far below its base would rest. In a world of deep shade, its ancient roots would grip the earth. This tree connects two different worlds, the sunlit sky and the dark ground. Come, let us explore. On our familiar Earth, trees do not grow this tall. They reach for the sun, yes, but there are limits. Nature has its own set of rules. Gravity, for instance, is a constant force. It pulls everything downwards, towards the center of the Earth. This pull makes it hard to grow very high. Water is the lifeblood of any tree. It is drawn from the soil, through the roots, then it must travel upwards, all the way to the highest leaves. This journey is a difficult one, especially for very tall trees. It is like trying to suck water through an incredibly long, thin straw. The taller the tree, the harder this becomes. The tallest trees we know today are the coast redwoods. They can reach over 100 meters. But Mount Everest is nearly 9,000 meters. The difference is simply enormous, the physics of water transport. This is the main barrier to such extreme height. Furthermore, a tree needs immense strength to support its own colossal weight and to withstand the powerful forces of wind. Nature always seeks a balance between ambition and possibility. Now let us consider the very top, the crown of our Everest high tree. It would be an extraordinarily harsh place, a very different world from the ground below. The air there is incredibly thin, with very little oxygen, much like the summit of a high mountain. Breathing would be difficult for any creature. The temperatures at such an altitude, they would be intensely cold, far below freezing point for most of the year. Ice and snow would cling to its upper branches. How could delicate leaves possibly survive? They would need remarkable adaptations, perhaps a natural antifreeze in their sap, or a way to become dormant. The sun's rays are also a danger. At that height, they are much stronger. Ultraviolet radiation is particularly intense. Life at the top would be a constant, relentless struggle. For a tree to stand so proud and tall, reaching the height of Everest, it would require incredible, almost unbelievable strength. Its trunk would need to be immense, far wider than any tree trunk on Earth. It would need to be made of super strong wood, or perhaps a material entirely new to us, something both light and robust. Imagine its trunk was not solid wood, not all the way through. Perhaps it could be hollow, or have a honeycomb structure inside. This could make it significantly lighter, yet still maintain its formidable strength. Nature is full of such ingenious designs. Think of the hollow bones of a bird, or the strong light stems of bamboo. Inside this colossal trunk there might be channels, like giant veins and arteries running upwards, to transport water and vital nutrients, from the deep roots to the highest leaves. The root system would be equally staggering, a silent, strong sentinel. This giant tree is more than just a plant, it is an entire world in itself, a vast vertical ecosystem teeming with life. Its enormous branches spread out like continents, creating different layers and habitats. Its countless leaves form a dense green canopy, a sky above for the creatures living below. Different levels of the tree would experience different climates. The base near the ground could be warm and humid, much like a tropical rainforest, alive with countless insects, amphibians and fungi. The middle sections might be cooler, more temperate, resembling a mountain forest we might recognize, each zone with its own unique inhabitants. Animals could spend their entire lives here, never needing to touch the ground below. Birds with extraordinarily large wingspans, allowing them to soar and glide between the massive branches. Agile climbing mammals, perfectly adapted to a vertical existence. Perhaps even strange creatures that drink the tree's sap or live in the pools of water caught in its great leaves. A whole intricate web of life entirely dependent on this one colossal organism, a true wonder. Now let us picture humans, our own species, discovering this incredible Everest-tall tree. What would be our reaction? Astonishment, certainly. Awe, without a doubt. Would we simply gaze at it in wonder? Would we try to climb its dizzying heights? Or perhaps, could we even imagine making a home within its mighty structure? Homes could indeed be built, nestled securely in its giant sheltering branches, or carefully carved into its thick protective bark. Entire cities could flourish in the sky, connected by swaying rope bridges or pathways winding around the trunk. Humans living in harmony with the tree, learning its rhythms, respecting its life. A new kind of settlement. This benevolent giant could provide for its inhabitants. Wood for building shelters and crafting tools, food from its abundant fruits, nuts, or edible leaves. Clean, fresh water, perhaps filtered by its own systems. It could be a natural provider, a living ark for humanity. The idea of a colossal tree. A tree that connects different realms. This is not an entirely new concept. Many ancient cultures and mythologies tell stories of such wondrous trees. They are often called world trees or trees of life, symbolizing the connection between heaven, earth, and the underworld, a central axis for the cosmos. In Norse mythology, for example, there is Yggdrasil, a truly immense ash tree. Its strong branches are said to reach the heavens. Its deep roots extend into other mystical realms. Yggdrasil is believed to hold the entire cosmos together, a powerful and enduring symbol of interconnectedness and the structure of existence. It is a sacred tree. Other cultures around the world share similar legends. The cosmic tree in Hindu traditions, the tree of life in ancient Egyptian beliefs and in many indigenous cultures. These stories reflect our deep human fascination with the power, mystery, and grandeur of nature, and our innate desire to understand our connection to it. They speak of origins and destinies. On our planet Earth, such a tree seems impossible. The laws of physics and biology, as we know them, place firm limits on the height of trees. Gravity, water transport, structural integrity, these are formidable challenges. But what if we look beyond our own world? Out there, in the vast, unexplored universe, could things be different? Imagine a distant planet, a world with significantly lower gravity than Earth. This would immediately make it easier for a tree or any life form to grow very tall. Less downward pull means less internal stress. The tree could stretch upwards with greater ease, reaching for the light of its alien sun, perhaps even towards the stars themselves. Perhaps this alien world has a different atmosphere, one richer in certain gases that promote growth, or a unique quality of light from its parent star. These environmental factors could help a tree to overcome the biological challenges that would restrict its growth on Earth. Life, as we know, is incredibly adaptable. It often finds a way. This tree, as tall as Everest, is a dream. It is a creation of our collective imagination, a thought experiment to stretch our minds. But thinking about such extraordinary possibilities is important. It sparks our curiosity. It makes us wonder about the limits of life. It encourages us to ask that powerful question: what if? What other amazing, fantastical things can we conjure? Giant flowers that take a century to bloom, creatures of the deep sea that glow with their own light, entire ecosystems thriving within the clouds themselves. The human mind is a remarkable thing. It can travel to any world. It can build any marvel. There are no limits to its reach. Exploring these imaginative ideas helps us. It helps us to appreciate the true wonders that already exist on our own precious planet Earth, the incredible biodiversity, the delicate balances, and it encourages us to think about the future. What incredible discoveries still await us.